What's going on, y'all? Sisterhood of Hip Hop. I think this is episode. What is this? Episode 3 or 4? Who gives a fuck? But bitch, I went in on Diamond last week. Okay, I really did. And you want to know why? People want to say, oh, Naima was acting like a hater. She was being shady. Oh, she said she knew who Grandma is. For some reason, some people just don't get the point that you can know who a group is. That don't mean that you know what everybody in that damn group name, okay? You don't know what everybody does afterwards, all right? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to, be shady or whatever, but I cannot literally, like I said last week, I cannot hum a Diamond tune, okay? I had to go look up and see if they actually had more than one album out, and they had 2 albums out, okay? Crime Mob and Hated On Mostly, and they only had 2 hits out of both of them put together, okay? Now I'm looking at the page right now, and the only hits that they had was Nuck If You Buck and Rock Your Hips, okay? And I fucking forgot about Rock Your Hips, all right? Like, come on. Don't put yourself up there. This is my thing. You can support Diamond or whatever, and she can support herself or whatever. But baby, humble your motherfucking self, because you putting yourself up a little bit too high, and you ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing to warrant you all this attitude. And I say that because yeah, you may have been in the game for a minute, okay, but a lot of people don't really know who the fuck you are. All them comments, half the motherfuckers from the South saying that they don't even know who the fuck you are. All right, and I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to put down what she's probably done. I haven't heard of her. We don't rock with that up here. I mean, it is what it is. And it could be a regional thing. Okay? Like, let's get that through y'all head. Just because somebody may know of a group, and especially since that group ain't been out in 10 years, and they ain't heard shit from it, and they disbanded so quickly, and ain't really had no hits between them, that don't mean that, everybody's supposed to know who the fuck the person is, every individual in the group. Because like I said, I don't know who they are. And I don't know who the fuck Diamond is. And if anybody heard about Diamond, they heard about the bitch from who she's dating. Okay? And as we saw up in this episode, that's who she kept on bringing up. Oh, my past relationship was scrappy. And, he was like this. I was like, damn, bring the bitch up one more time. Can we focus on the music, please? I don't give a fuck about your relationship. You could be a dope-ass rapper, but your attitude is just fucked. Your attitude is just fuck. You coming into somebody else's city and acting like you run that bitch just because you've been in the industry for a few years, but you ain't really made no impact. Like, come the fuck on. Because I'm still sitting here like, who the fuck are you? If you really made an impact, you will be hitting these motherfucking airways. You'll be up in there with Nicki Minaj and who the fuck else out here that's doing some shit. Bitch, I can't even. You'll be out there with the Iggy's and shit. Hell, fucking what the Azealia ass fucking Banks. I hear that bitch name more than I ever heard your name. And she ain't even got no goddamn album out. She ain't nothing but controversy anyway. But come on, like, cut the bullshit. Cut the crap. And then you meet up with, Saya and Bia. Bia, I just want to know, what is your purpose on this show? I guess they're going to get into you next week. But this is like the 3rd week of the show. And nothing. Nothing. Like, girl, how many episodes is it going to be of this show? And we have yet to hear anything about you. And then when we do hear something about you next week, we talking about your sister getting in trouble, getting suspended from school. No, bitch, where's your music at? Okay? Where are the shows that you're performing? Maybe I'm just trying to haste this shit along or hurry this shit along. But, I don't know. I'm just confused because she the one that brought it up about, how did they feel about the performance thing that happened when Brianna got her mic fucked up. Here go Diamond. I think Brianna should have headline. She was more tasteful, but her mic and shit was fucked up. All right, and her shit would have been fucked up, and everybody would have been like, like they were booing her. They was booing her, and that's how I knew that. Diamond just don't see it for Naima because she think Naima was being shady. And I truly don't feel like Naima was being shady because I would have asked the same damn question. Like, oh, really? What you do? Especially when she was at that table talking about, okay, we're going to get that. We're going to get that. Because I got something to say on that shit too. And let's be honest. Before this show, I heard of Naima and I heard the song and I knew that she was working with Timbaland. Okay? A fucking hit maker. All right? So that's how I know of her. But, everybody on this show You are on the same fucking playing field. Y'all at the same fucking level. Me, I don't give a fuck, damn it, if you've been out here for 10 plus years. Bitch, you trying to make it as a solo artist and you have yet to put out anything just like them. Everybody else on this show has yet to put out anything to make a real impact. Alright? Because if you did, you would not be on this show. You would not need this show to throw you out there and get you some recognition and get you some buzz. Let's be clear and let's look at that. And somebody left in my comments saying that, you know, they know somebody who work on a production or whatever, and said that that's the storyline that they gave her to, you know, make her seem like she the bitch or whatever. And I'm like, that's stupid as fuck. That's stupid as fuck to get on the show, if that's true, to take on the role of a villain or a bitch. And, you know, because that can backfire. It can go either way. You know, a person like me don't like that shit. And now when it comes to trying to promote your stuff and you trying to get my interest and get a fan or whatever, no, that's going to turn me the fuck off. That attitude shit, you got to go. So, yeah, she was saying all that shit. And I was like, girl, I probably was with you. The only thing that I was with Diamond when she said that shit about, Brianna should have performed and should have been the headliner, and that, you know, her shit was more tasteful. She had an issue with the fact that it was dancers out there. And I was like, she kept on calling her Dusty and shit. I was like, bitch, you want to say wasn't nobody in that crowd, but every time they turned that camera onto that crowd, them people was in that crowd fucking singing the words to Naima Supreme song, and they was rocking to her shit. I ain't hear no fucking boos or nothing. I heard claps. I heard people, you know, jamming to the stuff. And then like I said, the only thing that I agree with her with was I wasn't really here for Naima talking about some, you know, I'm the queen of New York or whatever the fuck she said at the end of that performance. I was like, girl, you humble your little britches too on that one too, okay? You know, you're not gonna escape this warpath either. I'm just saying, you're not at the line of fire either. Naima, speaking of her, she going to the studio, dance studio with her mom, and you know they coming up with some dance moves or whatever. And her mama all up in her business. So, are you dating? Are you this? Are you that? And she was like, girl, I ain't got time for that. I'm focused on my music. Fine. Saya. I felt so bad for Saya this whole episode. Because you got a nagging ass, jealous ass, you know, fucked up trust bitch as a girlfriend. I don't mean to talk about your girl, but you know, that's what she is. That's how she presented herself. And you got to deal with that shit. She fucking up your shit on that end. Got you all emotional because regardless of what it is, you still a female and we get emotional and all that shit, you know. And your emotions was coming out. She fucking your head up. And then you on this situation with your management trying to get your shit out there. And ain't nothing really popping for you. You trying to get Tank on the phone. He not working. You working with your friend Kels, who trying to get you out there, who always been in your corner, and he telling you what it is. Dude's working on the album, and of course, if he gonna be working on something, he gonna put his shit out first before he try to do yours. And when they took that meeting with Tank, and the shit that Kels told him, basically like he acting as the manager, and Tank got in his feelings, and I'm sitting here like, oh girl trying to get up in the studio and you telling her it ain't no money in the budget to do no shit like that, then what the fuck are you doing with her? I know this is a business and I know shit takes time, but what the fuck are you doing with her? It just seems like you're trying to string her along. And it's like, how long have y'all been doing this and we have yet to produce anything of substance, of quality, of quantity? Like, girl, he ain't even got his own shit together. Like, come on, he working on his own project that just came out. I don't even know how it's doing, but who gives a fuck? And Naima, she in the studio, and Mac Wiles, you know, he come up in there. Michael from The Wire, I think that was his name, and you know he played in oh, what was that movie with Queen Latifah and Alicia Keys? Either way, he played in that movie. He was on 90210, the reboot, and he's a singer all of a sudden now. He sound okay, you know, Grammy nominated. But once again, you know, he coming into the studio to talk to Naima because he heard of Naima and they cool and he want her on the song. And I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking like, but damn it, don't nobody know her, right? Oh, okay. He ain't come talk to you. He got some stuff in the building. Like he Grammy nominated. But you know, I ain't gonna be shady like that. But yeah, so she go out on a date with him, And it got real awkward at first. Like that he was trying to talk to him about the music stuff, and then you could tell he was trying to keep the conversation going, but then when he started getting into her personal life, she kind of shut down a little bit. And you could just tell she really wasn't into it, or she was just holding back. You can't really tell with Naima these days, you know what I'm saying? She got one of those type of personalities that you like, bitch, are you happy? No, I'm happy, I'm just sitting here like this. And I totally get it, because I'm the same way. Put a smile on your face. I hate when people be like, why you sitting there like that? Put a smile on your face. Maybe my jaw hurt, okay? Maybe my cheeks just, they on 10 right about now, and I don't feel like going. Okay? Maybe, all right? Don't tell me that shit. I hate when people say that. Why you looking like that? Go ahead and smile. You so pretty. You don't need to be sitting. That just makes me go, okay. All right. So, yeah, Diamond, she's in the studio doing whatever. Let me just tell y'all this. Naima and Diamond was in the studio. I need to hear the music to both of that stuff. The background music they play in the back, because from just listening to that shit a cappella, I wasn't following neither one of them. They was giving me a little bit too much, and I was still sitting here like this for both of them. The fuck was you? What? Fish what? I was just like, Let me play the music with that so I can get the feel of it. Because the music is in the headphones, and that's why we can't hear it. So it just sounded like, girl, this is some crap on both parts. No shade, but I'm just saying. It just sounded like whack shit. And it was like, Diamond was in the studio, and Eve came in. I guess, she known Eve or whatever for a couple of years or so since she was in the business, whatever. And she was giving her some advice and, to focus on your music. It's been 10 years and, try to focus on her solo career and, not depending on the dude, I guess. I don't know, some shit like that. Just giving her some advice, some good advice that I guess she's going to try to heed. Diamond also goes and she does this photo shoot that she does for the label to, give her this, I guess, a more mature look. Then they did a flashback from her when she had them braids, them blonde braids, and just looking all ratchet and hood rat on the car. I was like, what shit is that from? Was that in Grandma? I don't remember that. But, she giving her a new look, trying to get a new image so that, she can get out there and get mainstream or whatever. That, to me, what the goal is just to get these girls out here. Because I feel like they don't need to be on this show arguing and going back and forth with each other. I had all hopes that everybody was going to get along. Everybody was going to get along. I didn't want to say nothing negative about everybody like this, but it's females, and that's exactly what just fucking happened. Not getting along already. That's just bull crap. But, she did that, and then Saya, she goes and she talks to her girl. And come to find out, Saya ain't been home in 2 days since that whole fiasco happened at that show when they was at the bar or whatever, because she was over it. So she went and got a hotel room and she was conducting her business or whatever. And then, Renee getting pissed off at her because she wasn't holding her hand, basically. And then when she said some shit, she was like, even Bia came over there to look for you or whatever to see was you okay. Bia? I said, oh no. You're not finna accuse her of trying to get with Bia now or flirting with Bia. First you said it was Naima because you saw how she reacted when Naima came over there. Then when Diamond came over there, bitch, I was like, pick one and stay with it. She just thinks Saya is just fucking with everybody, flirting with everybody. And she just wants somebody to hold her hand since she new up in the city. She ain't got nothing else to do. And it's like, girl, communicate. Like I said in the last review, I mean, Saya, she could have, told her to, babe, come right here. But she ain't want to do that, and she should have respected the fact that she trying to conduct her business. And then she was going to get right back. But no, you want to throw a fit like a child. And so they both said they're going to work on their trust issues and shit like that. And Saya, I'm telling you, them emotions was coming out. What you said, it hurt me. You hurt my feelings. I was like, Saya, stop. I was like, I got to keep on remembering, you are a girl. You hurt my feelings. Oh, don't talk about feelings because I know about that shit. Some shit just happened. Okay, I just got out my feelings. I just got in so quick, and I had to jump right back out like, no, bitch, it's not the time. But anyway, so they all meet up, having hookah, and at the spot or whatever. They waiting on Diamond. Diamond get there late. And Brianna Perry is there. Everybody else is there. Um, she was like, she was at this photo shoot for Billboard, and they did this article on her about, with Lauryn Hill and Lil Kim and all this stuff about, women in hip hop who paved the way. And Naima was like, hey, girl, she was like, hey, when she first got there, she wasn't being shady or nothing. But when Diamond said, and I paved the way or whatever, how paved the way for other people and all this shit, Naima was like, so what exactly you do? What you do? I know it's gonna be people that say, "Oh, she was being shady," but you could take it as shade or you could take it as a real question. Because no lie, don't sit there and act like you ain't gonna ask yourself exactly. You weren't gonna say the same thing. Because I would have said the same thing. Like, bitch, you impacted who? How you impact somebody and your ass ain't even on the charts and ain't even had nothing out that a substance like rememberable. Like, girl, what? What did you impact? Come on now. Did you impact Nicki Minaj? No, look, Kim did that. Girl, let me stop playing. Let me stop playing. I'm just saying. I was just confused too. I wanted to know exactly how did she impact these girls. She was like, I made room for the newbies to come in, going double platinum. No, you probably went double platinum with your group, but not on your own. Okay. And then, she was like, I can give you some pointers. I can give you some pointers if you need it. Give y'all some pointers on what y'all need to do. And then she went in talking about something. Brianna should have been the headliner. And you shouldn't have had no dancers up there because I didn't get the point. You was dusty. The crowd wasn't feeling it. What crowd, boo? What crowd, boo? I was like, hold up, damn it. Time to fuck out. So you go from I just can't stand her. She's a bitch. She's a fucking hater on this episode. Like, she hated fucking hard. You talking about the bitch performance, but bitch, did you get up there and perform yet? Did they even invite your ass to perform? No, the fuck they didn't. So calm your ass down. And then talking about some, oh, she shouldn't have had no dancers. Why not? Who said that there was no dancers in hip hop? Obviously, you don't know your hip hop history. Go back. Go back to the original videos. Go back to the 90s. Go back to the 80s. Go back to the early 2000s. Fucking Missy Elliott danced and had dancers in her video. Had dancers on her stage shows. And she danced too. Fucking Queen Latifah. Fucking girl, don't do this. Look, Kim. Little fucking Kim. No matter what people say. That little breakdown. A hip, a hop, a hip to the hop to the bang, bang. Look, bitch, let me just tell you something. I'm getting upset because I'm not upset, but I'm getting heated because I'm just like, the audacity. Who said you can't dance or don't need dancers in the hip hop show? Who said that? She's being something different instead of just standing up on the stage and walking back and forth like the niggas do. Even the niggas had dances back in the day. Like, come on. And they danced themselves. Heavy fucking D, bitch. Go back to your fucking history, okay? Don't come on this show acting ignorant and trying to throw shade and be funny and call yourself, reading a bitch, but then you don't know your shit. I'm just saying. Come on now. Let's not do that. And then calling the bitch Dusty. Like, girl, she had the hypest crowd from what I saw on there. Between Brianna and her. Her sound was on point. Brianna's sound wasn't on point. That ain't her fault. That's her mama's fault. But let's be honest, okay? It would have happened the same way even if Brianna was the headline. Her sound would have been fucked up because her mama wasn't on her job. I'm just saying. So let's not do that. Let's not fucking do that. And Saya, I love Saya for this. Man, we ain't supposed to be doing this. This is not what we own. We supposed to be doing something different coming together. And then she got up and she was like, damn it, bring your ass out here. I wouldn't have. I just would have got up and left. Like, bitch, I ain't here for that shit. But strike two again for Diamond. I just don't see it for her in this attitude. Like, girl, put you out something and let that shit get some stuff before you actually get a big head. Okay? You starting over and you're starting fresh. Just like everyone else. Yes, you had minimum success in this group. Yes, you have a little buzz, but it's not big enough of a buzz to get you to have you thinking the way that you're thinking right about now, that you're better than all these other girls. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Saya is a better rapper than you. I don't know about Bia because I ain't really heard shit about her, but Saya is a better rapper than all of y'all asses. Stop playing. Stop playing. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about the episode. And like I said, I'm just telling my opinion. So if you don't agree and you a diamond stan or whatever, it is what it is, you know. I'll see y'all later. Peace.